Alright, you beautiful people of the interwebs, Glyn here, Cheapskate Gaming News Tech Reviews, and in the following video I'm going to be showing you how to fit a new battery into your PlayStation DualSense controller, essentially allowing you to go from around about 7 hours gameplay to about 15 hours I now get out of this. Now, I've also, at the same time, I was fitting this extreme rate back button kit, but I don't go into all that. I've cut all that out. I've essentially just edited the video to show you the battery and how easy it is to just open it up, put the new battery in, and then put it all back together. So if the controller looks slightly different when I put it back together, it's because it's got the extreme rate kit on it. But essentially, the opening and closing of the controller is all there. Anyway, I'll shut up. I'll show you a little picture of the PAXO battery. This is what it looks like. And then I'll shut up and I'll just let the video play out now. So this is how you'd go about fixing that particular battery into your controller. Right guys, so we're going to be fitting the extreme rate remap kit from a PS5 controller into this controller. But also at the same time we're going to be upgrading the battery. So we're first of all, I'll do the unboxings first. So here's the battery. Comes in this nice little, it's a make called PAXO. In Britain we seem to make PAXO seems to bring to mind turkey and chicken stuffing, but obviously it's not. The only thing I'll be stuffing is this controller. Right, so let's get this open. Comes with quite a nice screwdriver. I will be using that. Oh, look, this one with the twisty bit. Comes with its own podger. And of course, the battery. I'm not sure what these clips are for. Comes with a couple of screws as well. Don't think we'll be using them. We'll just be reusing the screws on the controller itself. It's wrapped up. Makes it quite awkward to get into. Just do that. Right, there we go. I just want to take the seal off the battery. And of course this is a 2600 milliamp battery, and this will basically almost double the lifespan of the controller when in use. But let's just get rid of these bits. I'm not sure what those clips are for. I think they're to help opening the controller. So we'll start now on the controller itself. And the first thing we need to do, part one, is to remove this back piece here. Now you can try to use the podger, but to be honest, it's not thin enough really to get in there. It can a little bit, but I prefer just to use my fingernails. Now I have cut my fingernails today, but I still get it in there. So start right in there. Try and... This one's been a bit of a tricky one. Nothing much can go wrong here, so I'm just going to use this to... Again, if you're the type of person that bites your fingernails, you may find this a bit tricky. But bear with me. So I knew I shouldn't have. I had to cut my fingernails yesterday, and unfortunately, it's gone against me. Now let's go back to podger. There we go. So if you do have a problem, stick it in the side here and just push it that way. And again, just podger it off nice and gently. And eventually that should come off. So that's that little tricky bit out the way. So now we've got to locate the screws. Now I'm going to use this screwdriver that came with the battery. Seems a little bit higher quality than the one that come with the extreme rate, but I have, on my last video when I did it, I did use the extreme rate one all the way through. So there's no problems there. So the first two screws, actually no, we don't go to the two screws yet. We need to remove the R1 and L1 buttons. And they're fairly simple. Press the trigger down, get it underneath and just put a little bit of pressure, not too much. Keep your finger on top of it to stop it flinging away and it'll just pop off like that. Okay, no more simpler than that. Again, use it to lever and just use your finger just to stop it from flicking away. There it goes. Okay, it will make a bit of a clicky sound, but there's no problems there. Nothing's been damaged. And that just allows us into the housing for where the screws are. So we've now got 4 screws that hold the controller together, so we need to remove those. So I'm going to start with the horns of the controller. Just going to remove those screws. Now, sometimes this is where it's handy if you've got a magnetic screwdriver. This one doesn't seem to be magnetic, and again, one of the things you don't want to do is to lose the screws. So, I'm going to switch out here. I'm going to actually use a magnetic screwdriver. Just make things easier for the video for me. But of course, you can do it with the screwdrivers that come with the controller. So, if you have got a little magnetic screwdriver, great. I would certainly use that. Especially for these ones in here, because you don't want to be dropping them into the controller at this point. Nice and gentle screw out. And this is the last one, and then we can get to start opening the controller. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 screws removed. So now what we need to do is split the controller apart. Now this is the one where a lot of people have, this is the part where a lot of people have an issue or problem. But essentially start at the bottom and just remember that opposite the circle and opposite left on the D-pad is where there's 2 clips that hold the controller together. But start at the bottom or the end of the horns, and we're simply going to start just prising it apart. There we go. Okay, and start on the other side. Just gently push. Okay, so we've started it off as you can see there, but obviously it won't come apart yet because this is the bit where a lot of people get trouble. And just push it in, just gently. Well, it's about here where it should almost make like a cracking sound. It's where the controller is essentially held together. Okay, we'll come back. And just remember there's 2 little pieces on the side of here. We just need to gently just tweeze them off. Sometimes you can use your nails on these bits. Okay, that's that one off. There we go. So that was the 2 things that were holding it on. Okay, so that's the back button off. We shan't be using this again now. This will be getting replaced. So we can put that to a side. And here's the battery, which again we're going to be replacing that, but not yet because obviously we need to do the triggers. So just gently, the battery was plugged in there, just gently remove the battery from that area. Now we get to the battery part, so we can fit the new battery. So let's make sure we get it the right way. It should only be able to go one way in here. And again, this is the PAXO battery, so it's going to double the length of the lifespan of this particular controller. And if we look very carefully, it goes, the 3 dots, let me just try and get this, the 3 dots are very close to this edge, and the 3 dots on here are very close to that edge, so we're going to plug that in. And this could be a little bit tricky. Let's try, simply because, there we go. Just make sure it's all the way home, and it is. And lift the cables out of the way. And that sits in there lovely. Okay, that sits in there, it doesn't even come out. So just to be aware, taking a step back here, when you put the new battery in, make sure that you push those wires, don't interfere with your trigger, otherwise you might get a bit of a mushy feeling trigger. So just be aware that that could be an issue. So tuck them away, out the way. We should be good to put this all back together. Okay, so now we've gone back together and just check that now. We'll check the triggers, no mushiness. That was worth checking. That wasn't the problem with the rise map, that was the battery, extra wires in the battery. We need to now think about putting the screws back. So I kept my screws from earlier, the little silver ones here. And again, it's just a case of replacing the way we found it. So up in the trigger. It doesn't seem to be. So we'll start with the other side. And again, if something isn't working, don't force it. As you can see there, that was struggling to go in. We're not going to force anything. We're going to take that screw out. We're going to start on the other side. You can see now that that is aligned a bit better. And essentially what it is a small misalignment on the controller itself. But that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Okay, so that one's gone in good now. We'll just check this one. Might check out this. Okay, that's in lovely. Just checking the buttons. Yeah. And the final 2 screws. Like I say, it's not without its issues, but you just take your time. Sometimes you might have to redo a bit or just check a bit. But an hour of your time. I mean, I don't know how much you get paid an hour, but I don't get paid £150 an hour. Nowhere near. Oh, not even a tenth of that. And that basically has saved you over £150, actually over 160. And of course the final bit now is just this bit. Just put them in here. Can actually be a little bit tricky sometimes. What I find is you pull the controllers back with it. So it's not the easiest, it's a bit of an annoying part actually, because otherwise, see, you get it trapped outside, you don't want that. It's actually got to go in. So what I find sometimes is that you just got to hold these bits out of the way. There we go. So in, once then just start working your way back. And that's it. Oh, no, it's not. Got the left and right triggers. So again, locate which one, L1, L2. And again, they just slide onto their respective spots like that. And just give them a little press. They're loose at the minute. Press. Just check. Lovely. Just check. Press. Lovely. And that is a fully modded metal trigger. So I have to admit, the metal triggers are feel a lot nicer